taking on Duke, their first ACC game, and they're having trouble with the Blue Devils. K.J. Harris picks up about 5 yards on first down for the Mountaineers. Of course, West Virginia staying in the Big East, and Rich Rodriguez said that a lot of media especially saying, don't you really want to beat an ACC team now that they've raided the Big East? And he says he doesn't think about that. He's trying to stay focused, right? One game at a time.
One game at a time. As a former player for West Virginia, he knows what this game's all about, so he wants to take care of business today first.
And this is not unusual. West Virginia with 20 rushes to only 4 passes. They have been very heavy on the rush side all season long. Third in the country in rushing coming into this game. There's a pass. Marshall airing it out. Good coverage downfield. A little bit of late separation that time, but Miles unable to catch up to it. And Garrett McPherson, we've seen him play a mean corner so far for Maryland. A couple of pass breakups for him, and he's stride for stride.
And one thing West Virginia is doing, they're trying to stretch the field, so it's going to open up their running game. But they need to complete a few of these long passes down the field. Rasheed Marshall has a strong arm, but I question his accuracy sometimes. Just needs to give his receivers a better chance to catch it.
Well, Rasheed, in fact, just 1 for 5 for 10 yards so far in this game.
And that was a completion to Chris Henry before the penalty, or after the penalty happened.
So now 3rd and 5. West Virginia's converted 2 of their 5. They go back to the money man, K.J. Harris, and K.J. picks up the first down and a heck of a lot more as he is taken down just short of the 45-yard line by Ray Custis, senior from Germantown, Maryland, but that's 14 more for K.J.
Dan Moses, left guard, does a nice job getting up to the next interior linebacker. K.J. Harris does a nice job just keeping his feet running. He's tucking that ball a little bit extra now after the last fumble in the last series.
K.J. Harris now 10 carries for 62 yards, and he has a touchdown run. Took it in from 7 yards out midway through the first quarter. There you see the numbers.
We'll have to watch his endurance as the game gets longer.
And he played 2 snaps last week and then had the hamstring injury, and that time he tiptoes over a lineman for a yard or so. For more on KJ, let's go back to Dave Ryan.
Well, Pam, you mentioned it. Out of high school, K.J. Harris spent 3 years playing minor league baseball in the Texas Rangers organization. He was an outfielder playing with and against the likes of Indians pitchers CC Sabathia, Marcus Giles, Rafael Furcal of the Braves, among others. Says the experience really taught him patience, long bus rides in the minor leagues, maturity. He says he probably would not have been ready for college right out of high school. And after all, he's really mature now. Guy's 25 years old.
Yeah, in fact, he says he still acts like a kid, but he's really enjoying the experience. He says, man, I'm in college. This is great. I don't really have to be responsible, except for when I play football. He's really, as Dave said, appreciates everything that has built up to his senior year at West Virginia. That's a completion. Tough to miss Jason Colson, who was wide open. First down, West Virginia. Here's Matt Wine.
Hi, Pam. Nebraska and Pittsburgh. The Cornhuskers have been sloppy in this game, but up 10-3 on the kickoff. It's Marquez Furman. Marquez Furman makes a couple of moves, and he's going to go virtually untouched. 96 yards. Panthers right back in it. 10-7 in Pennsylvania.
I'll tell you, Matt, there's a lot of excitement in this part of the country. West Virginia, about 80 miles south of Pittsburgh, and the people here want Maryland. They're excited about Maryland coming in. And you got Nebraska right up the road at Pitt. What a great weekend. Jason Colson, he takes a couple of white shirts with him.
You know, 2 plays ago, they did a nice job faking the ball. Colson here, the running back. What happens, it frees the linebackers inside. As the ball snapped, I'm sure they worked out on this in practice a number of times. Colson comes up the sideline. Nobody picks him up. Could have been a huge play for West Virginia. Makes the completion, runs out of bounds.
Colson coming in with 3 catches on the season. 6'1", 215-pound sophomore from Rochester, New York. West Virginia just stockpiles quality running backs. 2nd and 5 from the 36. Oh, and that Dequel Jackson coming up and making the stop as that gets nothing. Rasheed Marshall holding on to it.
Dequel Jackson does a nice job reading his interior offensive linemen. Once Tim Brown and Moses and Burke fire out, he's attacking the line of scrimmage, so he studied a lot of film in that quarterback draw by Marshall.
Dequel Jackson, what a great football player for Maryland, has 6 tackles already today. Was their leading tackler last season, taking over for E.J. Henderson, who was a tremendous linebacker for the Terps, now with the Minnesota Vikings. 3rd and 5. And K.J. Harris, flag comes down late. K.J. Harris tackled again by Jackson for the first down, but it's coming back. That's a hold. So that's happened a couple of times here to the Mountaineers, Mike.
It's just unfortunate. You know, coaches just, their hair gets gray every time they see a holding call on a running play. We have a great running back in K.J. Harris. Allow him to run through the tackler. You don't have to hold on a running play.
Offense, number 68. That's a spot foul, 10 yards. We'll replay the down.
Coming up later today, ABC's College Football is back with great regional action at 3:30 Eastern. Some of you will see Oregon take on number 2 Oklahoma, or number 7 Ohio State and NC State. Those of you on the West Coast get to see UCLA and Washington at 4 Pacific. Check local listings for the games in your area on ABC. And how about Indiana? Not only beating Oregon last week, but holding them scoreless in the first half. First time that's happened to an Oregon team in 7 years.
You know, there was a situation last time, Pam, when they fumbled the football. This is a big third down opportunity for West Virginia.
3rd and 11 after the holding penalty. Negated a first down run by Harris. Plenty of time for Marshall, and this time again on target. Jason Colson has had tremendous success coming out of the backfield and making catches. That's a first down, 16 yards.
Nice execution here by the offense. They're only going to rush 3 guys on defense. Got a spy guy right here. They're dropping everyone else in the zone. Got 8 guys covering. Hit your check down. Let them run after the catch. Very positive yardage. Nice job by Rasheed Marshall.
Colson, who ran for 100 yards, replacing Harris in the starting lineup last week. Doing a job out of the backfield, catching passes. 2 catches for 30 yards today. That's a career high for yardage. His previous best 2 catches for 25 yards, and that time Colson not so much success on the carry.
You're going to see West Virginia come back with this similar play, but they're going to fake it and let Rasheed Wallace come back to the field. He was lobbying for that as he came to the sideline. Look at Rodriguez.
Rasheed Marshall now in his 3rd year as the starting quarterback. He knows Major Harris, grew up in the same neighborhood, says they still see each other occasionally, and 2 very successful quarterbacks here at West Virginia is Gary Blackney and his defensive staff try to come up with something.
They're trying to get a stop. They're going to bring some pressure here.
2nd and 9. High snap. Oh, and down goes K.J. Harris as he is wrapped up in the backfield right away, loses a couple of yards. David Holloway was there. Henry Scott was there.
Yeah, Gary Blackney did a nice job just letting those linebackers go to the perimeter. Interior linemen take a gap, shoot it, and they catch the offensive line off guard. Jeff Burke's got to step hard inside, not let that penetration occur.
With a big 6'5", 290-pound guard. That was a 4-yard loss. That is a gain up to Brandon Miles, but a flag is down on the far sideline. And West Virginia has been plagued by penalties in this short, young season.
They might have had 1 extra guy in the field. Guys sprinting off the field, trying to make it 11. Coach Blackney, he's trying to get into Rich Rodriguez's head, trying to get 12 guys on the field. And it's one of those substitution things, the personnel matches, and you're in and you're out. Just a communication problem by the Maryland defense.
Illegal substitution on the defense. 5 yards. We'll replay the down.
Yeah, we got a posse of guys trying to get off the field. Who's in? Who's out? You go in. Before you know it, the official's counting 1, 2, 3. There's 12. Throw the flag.
They had 13 on the field there for a while. Way too many, even in Canada. Now 3rd and 8. As that penalty goes against the Terps.
They're going to bring the heat again and challenge Marshall.
Right up the middle, they get him, but Marshall holds on to it just a second too long. Henry Scott, the big senior from Baltimore, coming up to make the sack. Well, you were right, Mike. They brought some pressure, and it worked.
Yeah, Henry Scott does twice in a row. Gets a shoulder on a Tim Brown. Jeff Burke, there's no communication there. They went to turn protection. Henry Scott just got small in the pocket. Went after number 2, Rasheed Marshall. Takes him out of field goal range. That was a big stop by the Maryland defense.
Well, 4th and 24. And the offense, as Marshall gives it a little punt, kept the offense on the field. Marshall punts it into the end zone, and Maryland takes over at the 20, so they give them perhaps a fake look. But the Terps get it at 20. Henry Scott, big play. Right up the middle, and down goes Marshall. The last time Maryland had the ball, they drove it 53 yards for a field goal, and they had the ball back again. 5.5 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Two unbeaten teams, both ranked in the top 25. Bill Statham did not throw a single pass on that last drive. Josh Allen missed tackle in the backfield, but Allen still was able to go forward for only about a yard. Statham so far today has thrown 6 passes and has only completed one of them for 11 yards and has thrown 2 interceptions.
That was one of Maryland's staple plays. They call it the power G play. They've run it 4 or 5 times today, and obviously West Virginia knows they're going to run it. It's up to them to stop, and they had an opportunity to stop in the backfield. They ran through a tackle again.
Allen remains in the backfield for the Terps. Statham goes down. Flags are down. A possible hold on Maryland. Maybe a face mask. Craig Wilson coming in from his nose tackle stop or spot. But the personal foul. So they get the good play in the sack, but grabbing onto the face mask.
You know, Craig Wilson didn't mean to do it, Coach. I didn't mean to do it. What happens, he's not used to being back there.
Face mask, defense, 15 yards, first down.
Craig Wilson does a nice job fighting off C.J. Brooks, keeps on fighting. 3-step drop, quarterback's got to get rid of it. Just unfortunate, quarterback puts his head down, your hands get up in her face. And these officials are doing everything they can to protect the quarterback this year.
You see, he had the face mask, and he let go of it very quickly, but quarterbacks especially, you can't come up and do that to a quarterback. Now, can you quarterback?
I mean, quarterbacks are tough. Give him a 5-yarder instead of 15.
They give him the personal foul. That gives Maryland a 1st and 10 at the 36. Penalties mounting for the Mountaineers. And now, Allen goes right up the middle, as JoJo Walker was coming around from his wide receiver spot. As Ralph Friedgen, a very innovative offensive mind, likes to show a lot of things.
He went with, 3 wide receivers, 1 back personnel grouping, just a decoy receiver coming to the backfield. They do have the option play where they pitch it back to that receiver coming in motion, but second down's been a big blitz down for West Virginia and also for Maryland. We'll see if West Virginia comes with a big blitz here.
On 2nd and 9, 3 receivers to Statham's right. Here comes the blitz. Lenort coming up the middle. Statham gets rid of it, and that pass is floated out and complete to JoJo Walker. Goes out of bounds right in front of the first down marker. So that time Statham showed some poise in the face of impending doom in the person of Adam Lenort.
Yeah, they were expecting the blitz there, Pam, and Statham did a nice job throwing all the way across the field. It's a difficult pass to complete for a young quarterback, but he showed some signs, getting some momentum here. He's starting to feel a lot more comfortable under center.
Threw 25 passes last season, backing up Scott McBrien, the only quarterback for the Terps who had any experience as far as throwing the ball last year, as far as returning. More pressure, Statham off his back foot, going for Suter, and that is interception written all over it. It went through Suter's hands. The officials look at each other. It's picked off.